Hey, Ricky. Yeah, Johnny J. Why you always spending all your money on these girls? I love it. I want to spend all my money on them because every time I spend this corn, when I spend this gold, you know when the gas them is calling me.
That's what she calling me. When she rub my head on my belly, she could get all of my money. That's because she's sweeter than mango, but her say she tastes like honey. Elon Moxie, I catch the crowd. I need the one way is hard to be. She asked me if I will pay her light and water bill. I say, She say a refrigerator and cupboards need to fill. I say, She asked if I would still buy a bungie from Brazil. I say, She asked me if I die, would I put her in my will? I say, She want lobster steak, shrimp and things. She ain't want no chicken snack. She want a brand new Benz idea. We do 15s in the back. Can't take her on no dinghy boat. She want drink wine on the yacht. Baby, everything you asking for This old dog ain't be on heat. Yeah, I know that I'm not KB, but baby, I can eat all of me. That's what she calling me. When she rub my head on my belly, she could get all of my money. That's because she's sweeter than mango, and her say she tastes like honey. Elon Moxie, I catch the crowd. I need the one way is hard to be. That's what she calling me. I's a old man who want a young girl. I can buy all the fancy things. She don't need to work on no job. I don't care if she cook or clean. She's the one that I taking care of when she breaking off a little piece. She say she like take trips, only first class on the plane. I say, Say she want caviar with a full glass of champagne. I say, She asks if her lifestyle is something I can maintain. I say, She asks if she could be the wife and have my last name. I say, She want lobster steak, shrimp and things. She ain't want no chicken snack. She want a brand new Benz idea. We do 15s in the back. Can't take her on no dinghy boat. She want drink wine on the yacht. Baby, everything you asking for, I can give you all of that. But I can need a little piece of that sweetness if you want to be financially free. Ain't gonna be every single day, ain't gonna be every single week. No, don't think cause I'm 64, this old dog ain't gonna be on heat. Yeah, I know that I'm not KB, but baby, I can need all of me. That's what she calling me. When she rub my head on my belly, she could get all of my money. That's because she's sweeter than mango, and her say she tastes like honey. Elon Moxie, I catch the crowd. I need the one way is hard to be. That's what she calling me. I's a old man who wants a young girl. I can buy all the fancy things. She don't need to work on no job. I don't care if she cook or clean. She's the one that I taking care of when she breaking off a little piece. That's what she calling me. When she rub my head on my belly, she could get all of my money. That's because she's sweeter than mango, but her say she tastes like honey. Elon Moxie, I catch the crowd. I need the one way is hard to be.
I'm Big Daddy, and I come through with me, huh? And me. Johnny King, no. There's a young boy, they don't know the thing. Otherwise, Johnny, you don't know the thing.
Johnny Cage. And Sean got the whole head scared crazy. She's keep up about 1,000 inside a bra.
Tonight, PMH under a microscope once again as a family loses their loved one. This as the PLP ratifies its final 13. And later, frost reported in Andros as temperatures continue to dip. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Nawal. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, a nurse's sick out last week across the country's public hospitals is now in the review, but not without some lasting consequences. One family says they're left grieving tonight after a woman claims her loved one died while nurses were reportedly off the job. She's now questioning whether the industrial action played a role in that loss. Our Jose Etienne takes it from here.
Nurses are back on the job at the Princess Margaret Hospital after a sick-out that stretched for nearly a week, action that reportedly brought a fragile healthcare system to its knees. But for some families, the return to work may have come too late. One grieving woman took to social media this week, claiming that the absence of nurses during the industrial action cost her mother her life. In an emotional post, she wrote, quote, "This country's healthcare system has failed many families. My mummy could have been here today, but not one nurse in sight." Her words have ignited a national conversation and a tough question for Bahamas Nurses Union President Muriel Lightburn. Are nurses responsible for what happened?
The part of grieving is blaming. We blame others, and you have to because you're hurting, and so you need someone or something to say this is what caused that. We understand. Our shoulders to be broad enough to take that on.
Lightburn maintains that while the public's pain is real, the root of the problem does not lie with frontline nurses.
You can't blame the nurse for that. In a situation like that, you blame those persons who was supposed to ensure that the nurses are paid, and that was PHA.
The sick-out was meant to send a strong message about unpaid overtime and poor working conditions, but it also left critical units severely understaffed, forcing patients and their loved ones into anxious waiting rooms and uncertain situations. For many nurses, the protest created a painful moral tug-of-war between caring for patients and standing up for fair treatment and timely pay. Now that normal operations have resumed, the focus turns to rebuilding trust and ensuring that disputes over pay never again put the public at risk. The hard truth is this: the country's healthcare system cannot afford standoffs that leave lives hanging in the balance. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, after weeks of tension and that reported sick out of nurses across the country, they're said to have their funds in their pockets. While the financial dispute appears to be resolved, questions linger over government accountability and the treatment of healthcare workers in the country. Lyndon Ritchie Jr. has the details tonight.
The saga surrounding overtime payment grievances at the Public Hospitals Authority appears to be coming to an end. The Bahamas Nurses Union confirming that outstanding funds should now be in the bank for healthcare workers.
It is anticipated that they will be paid their overtime and public holiday pay today.
While the financial turmoil may be winding down, BNU President Muriel Lightburn says she's not accepting comments from Prime Minister Philip Davis, who described last Thursday's nurses' sick-out as, quote, disappointing. The dispute was triggered last month when the Public Hospitals Authority announced that overtime payments would no longer be processed without prior approval, citing an exhausted budget just 3 months into the fiscal year. That statement sparked outrage and frustration among employees across the system.
I don't even see why he should be disappointed. And to say that he has done more than anybody else, I don't know, just pay the nurses.
Hoping to avoid further protest action, the Prime Minister explained that once he became aware of the issue, it was addressed with urgency.
It's disappointing. It only came to our attention within the week, and within that week, we made the arrangements to pay them.
But former Health Minister and FEB Chairman Dr. Dwayne San says he's not buying the government's explanation.
They passed the budget. If you believe that they were not aware, then I got a bridge to sell you. They knew good and well that the budget did not and would not and could not suffice.
Prime Minister Davis has urged nurses to compare conditions in the healthcare system when his administration took office to where things stand today, a comment seen by many as a defense of his government's record. Sands, however, stood by his own tenure as health minister.
I wish that the Prime Minister would get his facts correct before he commented. We gave a significant scarcity allowance to the nurses.
Davis insisted that there was never any question about whether nurses would be paid for work already done.
They work their overtime. I'm not someone who believes that government should rob their citizens.
As payments begin to flow, Lightborn says she hopes lessons have been learned and that the healthcare workers will not find themselves in this position again. She maintains nurses will continue to fight for fair treatment and timely compensation.
Hopefully that something like this wouldn't happen again and the nurses won't have any need to react the way they reacted.
Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
On to some other news tonight. The final pieces are in place. The Progressive Liberal Party last night confirming its remaining candidates, bringing the full slate for the next general election to completion. Our Laurencia Smith has the details tonight.
A special meeting at the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters lasting just over 20 minutes on Sunday as the party finalized its slate of candidates behind closed doors. Media were barred from the session, but cheers could be heard from inside as the final names were confirmed. One notable absent from that list, ZNS General Manager Clint Watson, who had been the subject of weeks of speculation and internal debate over the Southern Shore's nomination. That nod ultimately went to Obi Roberts. Prime Minister Philip Davis addressed the decision, explaining that the selection was made by the party's candidate committee. And as for Watson, he had this to say.
But Clint, there's a lot of roles to be played in governance, and Clint Watson will be a prominent player in those roles going forward.
Roberts himself did not shy away from acknowledging that the nomination process was tense at times, as critics have argued that the delays in announcing the final slate fuels speculation of in-house conflict.
But he also has a difficult opportunity to select amongst the individuals who are offering themselves. So that's going to also play a role in terms of taking a little bit of a lengthy time of making such a decision. You're going to have some persons right now who will have some emotions after the decision is made. You can't please everyone.
Meanwhile, all 5 Grand Bahamas seats have now been locked in. Eddie Wan will contest Marco City. Dr. Monique Pratt takes East Grand Bahama. Paco Deal will take Central Grand Bahama. Kingsley Smith for West Grand Bahama. And Ginger Moxie will again contest Pine Ridge. With questions still swirling around the Grand Lucaya project, Moxie insists that the development remains on track.
Taking a while, so I give you that. But we are working, the project is moving along, and all of the other investments that are happening on Grand Bahama Island are happening.
In new boundary changes, West Grand Bahama has been separated from Bimini to form the new Bimini and the Barry Island constituency. That nomination awarded to Senator Randy Roll. Newcomers Robin Lyons and Kina Wong say they're ready for change and vowing to flip the F&M strongholds of Kalani and St. Anne's from red to yellow.
F&M stronghold. And when you go into a strong area, you send a strong woman.
This is like David and Goliath. So at the end of the day, we know what it takes to win in St. Anne's.
In traditional PLP territory, Exuma and Ragged Island MP Chester Cooper and Angleton MP Glennis Hannah Martin say they believe the Davis administration has done enough to secure a second term. Deputy Chair Roberts adds that the party is now fully focused on campaign mode, not a pre-election convention. The big question remains, when will the bell ring?
The tea leaves. And the tea leaves would point to very near to where that could be.
With all 41 candidates ratified for the party, they say the main goal is to rally the troops and get ready to head into the 2026 general election. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
While no election date has been announced, attention now turning to voter confidence in the Progressive Liberal Party's prospects at the poll. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question today, how confident are you that the PLP will win the next general election? 39% of participants voting very confident, 4% voting somewhat confident, 57% voting not confident at all. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls as your voice matters. Well, at this hour, only one man knows when the 2026 election will be held. That's Prime Minister Philip Davis. Recently, reporters questioned him on the possibility of a fixed election date. The country has already gotten a window of a fixed election as the 2202 to 2007 and 2012 and 17 were all held in the month of May.
I have no objection to fixed election dates. I don't, right? But now we are in a season where it is not so. And as soon as we fix that, it will be good.
Well, recently ratified PLP candidate for St. James, attorney Owen Wells, is throwing his support behind Renika Knowles, the party's choice for Long Island. Wells had previously expressed interest in contesting that seat himself. He says he's confident, though, that Knowles has what it takes to win.
Long Island is primed for a change. Opportunity is right there for the PLP. The PLP has made a significant investment in Long Island. You can see it in the roads, you can see it in the water, you can see it in the airport. I think Ms. Knowles will do well for Long Island. I think Long Island is calling for Ms. Knowles. I wish her all the best.
Wells says he's looking ahead with his full focus on St. James and delivering strong, effective representation to the new constituency.
So far, overwhelming in my support. Everybody is excited. They're excited for the new constituency. They're excited to see what they have to offer and bring. And I'm excited.
What are some of your top priorities? 3.
Infrastructure. First of all, lighting. They go hand in hand. Opportunities for the youth. And overall, just infrastructure right now.
Former Prime Minister and longtime Killarney MP Dr. Hubert Minnis continues to keep voters guessing about his political future, with several candidates already positioning themselves to challenge him. Minnis says he will announce his next move in the not-too-distant future. The former Prime Minister has repeatedly dodged questions about whether or not he intends to run as an independent after being removed as the Free National Movement standard-bearer. Senator Michael Barnett Ellis has been ratified as a candidate for Killarney, and the showdown will also feature former Senator Robin Lyons, who was ratified for Killarney for the PLP.
All I say is I'll beat them all, but I'll make my official announcement very soon. My official announcement as to the way forward very soon. But at this point in time, I can say that I'm on the ground working, I and my team. The response are good. And whoever is sent, we will beat them. We will continue to work and represent the people, especially the people in Killarney constituency. But before we do anything, we always put God first.
In news from the courts from Grand Bahama tonight, Margaret Mathax, also known as Carolyn Smith, and Claudette Dormis Petit were arraigned before Magistrate Yule Johnson in Court Number 1. The women face 15 counts each of fraud by false pretenses, money laundering, and acquisition of proceeds of crime. Both elected to have their cases heard by summary trial and entered not guilty pleas to all of the charges. They were granted bail in the amount of $20,000 each, with 1 or 2 sureties. Now, as a part of their bail conditions, the defendants must report to the Central Police Station every Monday by 6 p.m. They're also requested to surrender all of their travel documents to the Magistrates Court, this case being adjourned to Monday, June 8th of this year for trial. Still talking news from Grand Bahama tonight, thieves have targeted the Hawksbill Clinic, making off with a television set after forcing their way inside. Now, police say the break-in was discovered shortly before 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. A responding officer reportedly found the western door left ajar with a deadlock that was pried open and damaged. Further inspection of that building alongside the clinic, administrators revealed that the TV was missing from the waiting area. Investigations into this incident are also ongoing tonight. While criticisms continue to mount over government's decision to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company, Free National Movement Senator Darren Henfield raising that issue in the upper chamber today as he made reference to government's handling of Bahamas Power and Light Company.
You've been the government for the past 4 years. Go pay the nurses. Stop talking about what we do. Go pay the nurses, man. Go pay the nurses, man. Pay them their overtime. We need to keep them in the country. That's why they go into Canada and Europe and the United States and those places. Because we don't treat them right. None of us have treated them properly. None of us.
We do apologize. That was Senator Henfield speaking in regards to overtime pay for nurses in the public hospitals. Well, frigid temperatures gripping the Bahamas this weekend, leaving residents digging out their jackets and blankets simply to stay warm. But tonight, an unusual sight has driven home just how cold it really got. Our Devontae Hanna has the details.
Extreme cold conditions leaving Kemps Bay resident Wenzel Forbes scraping ice from his car. The moment caught on camera has since turned into a viral 2-minute video. Unsure of what he was seeing, Forbes could be seen removing what meteorologists call frost from not one, but 2 vehicles.
When I got up this morning, I thought it was, what you call that, draft, frost, whatever it was, draft, or what we call draft. All right. But I look at the windshield and I noticed that there was, like, it was too milky like.
That's when he realized it was ice.
On the ground, on the vehicles, on the top of the vehicles, every vehicle had that layer of ice-looking thing on it. Actually, not ice-looking ice.
Chief Meteorological Officer Orson Nixon says the nippy weather felt across the Bahamas is the result of a strong cold front, pushing temperatures near some of the lowest levels recorded in the country's history.
With these temperatures, it dropped down to the mid-30s, upper 30s in the northern Bahamas, and then down to about the mid-40s in the northwest Bahamas, which include the Providence, Andros, and Eleuthera.
Nixon explains that when these low temperatures mix with moisture in the air, ice can form even in the Bahamas.
Areas like Andros that is very foresty and tends to hold quite a bit of the moisture in there. Those temperatures dropping that low end up resulting in what has been circling around.
Tonight, Eyewitness News receiving photos of residents making ice balls and even reports of fish washing ashore stiff and cold from the unusual conditions.
I can show you. They're all frozen fish.
The weather system also bringing near gale force winds, tearing off shingles and in one case damaging the roof of a long-standing building on Mackey Street. But Nixon warns residents to brace for more adverse weather in the coming days, though likely less intense than what was experienced this week.
This cold front that is expected to get across the northern Bahamas by late Thursday and across the northwest Bahamas by Friday. We are not expecting that to be as strong in terms of wind speed or as cold.
Met officials say cold fronts typically move through the Bahamas every 4 to 5 days during the winter season. Until conditions improve, Nixon is urging residents to take the necessary precautions to stay safe and to stay warm. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Well, with the Department of Meteorology predicting chilly weather across the capital for the next few days, many residents are staying indoors to keep warm. But for the homeless, there's no refuge from the cold, according to Bishop Walter Hancho. Volunteers with the Great Commission Ministries, they spent the last several days reaching out to those sleeping on the street and in abandoned buildings.
100, and we're trying to get some more. We ran out. We got a few in today. And we might have to purchase some tomorrow, because as we go on the streets today and as we move around, people in homes who are not homeless are asking for blankets. A lady just contacted us and she has a home full of children, and about 6 of them, and they have no blankets. They only have sheets. So we got to try to get some blankets to them. We've helped some other families like that. And people are hurting, and it's time, and I thank God that we have some people who are compassionate. We have some donors who really concerned, and people are trying to help.
Hancho says he's seeking about 200 blankets to assist those in need and provide some much needed warmth. And
I'm asking the public, if you could, to please drop off some blankets that you might not use. Some homes they have more than they need. I checked the blankets in my home. We were able to put 5 blankets out of my home to give away. And I'm asking everybody to please get those extra blankets and bring them down to Great Commission Ministries. Let's give it to the people who are hurting, who are cold, who are just crying for help, praying for help. Let's bring those blankets. And if you could, bring some food. If you're able, bring some food, bring some money, whatever. Let's help these people.
Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Eye News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, we're inside the boardroom with a major airline. We've got that story coming up. And later tonight, government moves ahead with the revitalization of the Blue Hill Road Farmers Market. We've got more on that right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing no matter what.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect. AP is hot, we sitting close. Breeze on your lip, that's how I know. You is my person, that ain't no secret. You sharing, I might keep it. Love buckets.
8 tasty pieces of chicken, thighs and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Come on, man. Man, I've been at this for hours, wait, trying to find this bucket list bliss treasure everybody talking about. Finally, Miko, you still out here digging for treasure like you was pirates? You out here sweating like you fighting for your life? Only thing you doing is putting sand in my drink, Miko. Miko!
Good news! You don't have to dig for this treasure. Just apply and get approved for a BOB loan or credit card, and you're in to win a trip of a lifetime. Plus other great prizes like water park passes, restaurant vouchers, and VIP movie tickets. Get approved and you could be living large in Las Vegas, striking a pose in Paris, catching a cab in New York, twisted spaghetti in Rome, looking royal in London, or shopping in Panama.
X marks the spot, and it's right here at BOB. And don't forget to get a loan with my name too, because I'm going to ruin Miko.
Apply today for a BOB loan or Visa credit card. Win the trip of a lifetime plus weekly prizes. Email loans@bankbahamas.com.
The locations you know, the service you trust, and the specials you love. Super value and quality supermarkets. Seabass tuna, 5 ounces, 80 cents. Kraft mayonnaise, 30 ounces, $6.49. Green cabbage, 99 cents per pound. Iceberg lettuce, $2.49 each. Danish spare ribs, $2.89 per pound. It's a great year to save when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Ready to insure your ride? Our new website is ready for you. Visit jsjohnson.com. Select coverages, go to Motor, and click Get a Quote. We have made it easier than ever to request a quote online. Fill in all the required fields. When you're done, hit Submit. You'll receive a response via email within 24 hours. Visit jsjohnson.com today.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Shell, $5.10. Esso coming in at $5.11. Rubis, the highest tonight, $5.12. Welcome back. You're watching Eyewitness News. Well, as the economy continues to show some steady growth tonight, with tourism being the driving force behind the upswing, this much is coming from the Central Bank Governor John Roll, who gave some key insight on the moderate growth. Roll's update comes on the heel of the Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper revealing that tourism has recorded another record-breaking year in 2025 with significant increases in visitor arrivals.
In vacation rental sales and arrivals gains from non-U.S. visitors, notably from Canada. The cruise market also continued to experience robust growth, buttressed by steady investment in private destination facilities. Foreign exchange market activities strengthened in 2025 as well, aligned with inflows from tourism, investments, and other private sector activities. In particular, commercial banks' total purchases of foreign exchange from the private sector increased by 4.1% to $7.6 billion in 2025.
Meantime, the Minister of Labor and Public Service, Pia Glover-Roll, announcing the successful completion of another significant promotion exercise for public servants. Nearly 2,000 employees have now been promoted, with letters processed carefully in what Glover-Roll says is a sign of both precision and commitment. Minister Glover-Roll says this milestone highlights the professionalism and diligence of public officers across the country.
So we have completed our second round of service-wide promotions in my term. We're very proud of that. That means that we are on schedule for our service-wide promotions. These promotions have started to be rolled out. Those about 2,000, approximately 2,000 letters will be disseminated to the various ministries for distribution to the various recipients of those promotions. And I'm proud to say we started today with my ministry, the Ministry of Labor and Public Service, rightfully so. These are the public servants who are doing the work to ensure that the promotional exercise was complete, and they did a yeoman's work. And I want to congratulate every public servant across the Bahamas, every island, every ministry that was successful in this service-wide promotion that is being rolled out.
As for if public servants will see another promotional exercise, Glover-Roll had that answer as well.
And yes, they've already asked. There's another one that is imminent, but this one we want to make sure that this one is rolled out properly first, and then there will be another call that will come out for the next service-wide promotion.
Well, senators debating in the upper chamber earlier today amendments to the Red Cross Society Act. The amendments are expected to formalize the organization's legal standing and strengthen its powers in times of natural disasters. The Minister of Economic Affairs, Michael Halkitis, leading off the debate.
And this amendment, firstly, recognizing that during national emergencies, time is critical, and lost time can literally save lives. The amended framework helps the Red Cross deliver aid faster by cutting unnecessary bottlenecks. It strengthens the society's ability to move supplies, mobilize volunteers, and coordinate with authorities so that assistance reaches people in need without delay. Secondly, it reinforces the protection of the Red Cross's emblem, of the Red Cross emblem. That red cross on a white background is not a brand. It is a shield. It is a promise that the person wearing it or the vehicle bearing it is acting solely for humanitarian purposes. Misuse endangers responders and communities alike. By sharpening legal protections, the law safeguards that the neutrality and trust that allow Red Cross teams to work in tense, complex situations.
Well, Halkitis says that the amendments are essential for the work that the Red Cross does in the Bahamas and connecting it with world standards. As he reflected on some of the initiatives, he asserted that help is always needed to do more.
It is the result of training, planning, volunteers stepping up, and laws that are clear and that provide a clear path for urgent action. And that is what this amendment supports. And that is what the 2030 strategic plan fuels. Madam President, a plan and a law are only as strong as the people who bring them to life. And so I invite all Bahamians, if you can volunteer, the Red Cross needs your hands and your heart. If you can donate, your generosity turns into meals, shelter supplies, and training. If you're a business leader, partner with the Red Cross to pre-position goods, bolster communications, and strengthen supply chains.
Well, demolition is set to begin Tuesday morning at the fish vendor stalls along Blue Hill Road as the government moves ahead with the revitalization of the Blue Hill Farmers Market. The project will be carried out in 4 phases. Government officials visiting the market today, meeting with vendors to outline the way forward, including temporary arrangements during construction. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Neil Campbell, says that the ministry is making provisions for those impacted by this demolition.
So far, we estimated it would not cost us more than $300,000 to $400,000. The main thing is to separate the sewer type disposal, where we put a bathroom in one particular area where they'll go into a particular holding area. And then we'll have the grease traps and just the normal just washing dishes or other things that are sewage in that area. We'll have slow runoff and everything else. Most persons will be doing the fish stands and everything else, but there are still areas where they may still be on the outside or on other areas with a table just doing the fishing and other things like that. I think that's why we decided also with the restaurant owners, rather than doing the one building, just to do it 40 by 40, 40 by 40, 40 by 40.
Member of Parliament for Golden Gates, Pia Glover Rose, says the project surrounds bettering the constituency and the modernization will put residents at the forefront.
These vendors, the majority of them are residents or have been residents of the Golden Gates community, and they operate as entrepreneurs here in the market, whether that's fish vendors, conch vendors, restaurant owners, or sundry. Empowerment, we are providing them with a modern facility to be able to serve their customers and serve the public, removing all of the challenges that they've experienced for decades in this space in its current form. And of course, education, the partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, BAIC and BAMSI, when we talk about a cultural space where we can bring straw platters and we can bring jewelry makers to the market to teach persons how the craft, how the culture, how the manufacturing is done.
So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, it's a big week for the Jazz Club at Bahamas. We'll tell you all about it, but first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
The Parliamentary Registration Department wishes to inform the public that the National Voter Verification exercise is currently in progress. Verification confirms your voter details, reduces errors, and strengthens the integrity of the country's electoral system. Head to your nearest verification center with your Bahamian passport and your voter's card to get verified and be ready to cast your vote on Election Day. Your vote is your voice. One Bahamas, one vote, verified.
Life moves fast, and the best moments happen when you get more from every connection.
Well, I've come through, Appreciate it.
When your world is connected, more convenience comes naturally, so you can keep moving with more freedom and less interruption. From real-time updates to everyday essentials, you stay more in sync with life. Because when time matters, more reliability keeps you one step ahead. From home to work and everywhere life takes you, our network is built for more.
Yes, we got everything secured in the cloud.
Driven by a network built for today and designed to deliver more possibilities tomorrow.
Oh, how we getting ya?
Where entertainment is more immersive.
Who's again? Hey, watching the game.
And real life moments come with more access instantly. This is connectivity that feels out of this world. Join the family and experience more. It's good to be alive.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Recruits gathering at the Ministry of National Security headquarters this weekend to begin their journey of service and leadership. Prime Minister Philip Davis making a special visit, encouraging the young Bahamians, calling the program a key investment in the nation's youth. Eyewitness News speaking with Captain Sonia Miller, program coordinator for the National Youth Guard and captain of Coral Harbor Base. She highlighted the importance of nurturing the next generation through this initiative. The program was championed by the Davis administration. It aims to equip Bahamian youth with the skills and discipline to serve their communities.
Up to about 175 strong, and that will be ongoing throughout the week. So we're encouraging those young people between the ages of 18 and 25 years of age continue applying. We're still accepting new applicants to learning skills. As you can see now, this is the military component. We introduced them to some of our military drills and training evolutions. We also train them in leadership. We also train them in disaster management. Actually, I should have said disaster management coming right out of the gate.
While Miller shared that another goal of the program is to ensure that participating youth develop strong employment skills.
Allow them, actually we partner with Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, so they have 4 weeks there where they learn technical skills, that's plumbing, electrical, Microsoft Office suite, and any other areas that we think that we'll be able to use. We tend to seek the assistance of BTVI to help us in this vein.
Meantime, Grammy Award-winning artist John Baptiste, he's returning to his Bahamas Jazz Club this week following his big win on Sunday. Melaine Young-Liu, Assistant Director of Food and Beverage at the Grand Hyatt Bahamas, says locals and tourists alike can expect a truly unique experience. She hints that Baptiste is becoming a fixture in the Bahamian entertainment scene, promising unforgettable performances for all who attend.
We have him playing tonight, which is February 2nd, and tomorrow night, which is February 3rd. I think the beautiful thing about not only the Jazz Club, but the Bahamas in general, is that we have partnerships with very authentic personalities. And John, we have John, we have Scott, and we have Marcus, and the list goes on. Specifically in this venue, John is a part of the fabric and the culture of this space. When he comes, it's not that like he's just, oh, John's popping in to show his face. John knows the names of all our associates. John, in sound check, he's singing Stagger Lee. Like he is absolutely becoming more engaged and intertwined with the Bahamian cultural lexicon. And I think that is just fantastic. You'll see more of him this year. He has a residency coming up here. Well, he'll be here with us for quite some time during the year once we sort the dates.
As for what's next for the Jazz Club, Young Lao says the slate of artists set to take the stage at the local resort will be performances music fanatics won't want to miss.
We have celebrated a year, and in that year we have found our identity as a luxury Caribbean, specifically Bahamian product. We have amazing resident bands, Essence Band, Encore Band, Jazz Cats, Black Swan, Dazzle Band, who actually will be hosting our Valentine's Day. And of course, Akia Knowles Presents Divas will be doing a Galentine's earlier that week. So I say all that to say that in the last year, we have gelled as a talent product, as an entertainment product, and very proud to say that we are the heart and soul of nightlife here, not only at the Bahamas, but I strongly believe in Nassau.
So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Laurencia Smith has a check on sports right after this break.
We have celebrated a year.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo, scan the QR code on your receipt to enter and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
Pain hits fast, so get relief fast. Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. And now, get max strength topical pain relief precisely where you need it with Tylenol Precise.
I can clean your teeth, but I can't wash your whole mouth.
Yes, we're toothbrushes, not mouth brushes.
Listerine works with brushing to deliver 5 times more cleaning power, plus it contains clinically proven essential oils.
For whole mouth health, Listerine. Wash your mouth.
The Christmas story is one of a humble manger, a small family, a quiet town. Here at home, Mount Alvernia on Cat Island rises only 206 feet. A humble sanctuary was built here with nothing more than simple tools, determination, and faith. The Stations of the Cross help us reflect as we ascend. Every Bahamian family has walked their own path. This Christmas, I pray you remember that you do not walk alone. God is with us in the courage of caregivers, the kindness of teachers, the compassion of doctors and nurses, the generosity of our neighbors. Together, we are building a Bahamas where every child is valued and every family can look to tomorrow with hope. Mount Alvernia teaches us that elevation begins with humility and that every climb, no matter how steep, leads to light. This Christmas, may we lift each other up and rise together. Merry Christmas, and may God bless the Bahamas.
The Parliamentary Registration Department wishes to inform the public that the National Voter Verification exercise is currently in progress. Verification confirms your voter details, reduces errors, and strengthens the integrity of the country's electoral system. Head to your nearest verification center with your Bahamian passport and your voter's card to get verified and be ready to cast your vote on Election Day. Your vote is your voice. One Bahamas, one vote, verified.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate-controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping sports tonight from the track. Our Olympians are already off to a flying start, opening their season with major wins and standout performance on the track. Recently at the Bob Pollock Invitational in Clemson, South Carolina, Shawnee Miller-Wewell blazed to a world-leading time of 35.79 seconds in the women's 300 meters. It marks her third fastest time of her career and the ninth fastest performance in the event history, according to the World Athletics Top Performance list. Also in Clemson was Olympian Charisma Taylor, delivering a strong showing in the women's 60-meter hurdles, winning the event in a time of 8.06 seconds. Meantime, still on the track, this time we're in the Big Apple at the Melrose Games. On Sunday, two-time world indoor champion and world indoor record holder Devin Charlton finished second in the women's 60-meter hurdles, clocking a time of 7.96 seconds. Another Bahamian in action, Denisha Cartwright, also competing in the event, finishing seventh in a time of 8.17 seconds. More news from the track. Organizers are ensuring that every island is represented at the Frank Poncho Ramming National Track and Field Championship. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, has launched the regional qualifying process for the national meet. Officials say the championships will be held from April 13th through the 17th over at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. Director of Sports Kelsey Johnson still says additional initiatives are also being rolled out to strengthen youth athletics across the country.
It's an equal meet for everyone. That's why we're able to know who will be the next 16 best times and distances. So that's what we're doing. And at nationals, instead of honoring just the top 3 finishers, we're going to take it a little step further like the NCAA, and we will honor the top 8 finishers. So we'll have an all Bahamian team.
Now, approximately 800 athletes and coaches are expected to take part in the championships. Now, during a recent press conference at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, both Education Minister Gladys Hannah Martin and Sports Minister Mario Boleg spoke about the value of sports and highlighting the role it plays in youth development, discipline, and national growth through education.
A system that fosters their growth while allowing them to compete from their home islands. This creates meaningful opportunities to showcase their talent and elevate them to one national arena where the best will shine. This framework promises fairness and excellence.
When a student learns how to prepare for a race, they learn planning. When they practice consistently, they learn commitment. When they fall short and return to train again, they learn resilience. When they support a teammate, they learn leadership. These are the qualities that position students for scholarships, open doors for higher education.
Now, the primary school events will run from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. each day of the championships, with the junior and senior high school competition beginning at 3 p.m. Well, definitely stay tuned to Eyewitness Sports. We will be bringing highlights from that championships. Well, that's what's making news at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
The Multimedia Unit of the Learning Resources section was formally renamed in honor of legendary educator Mr. Horace K. Wright during a dedication ceremony.
This is the place to inspire. The director summed it up, to inspire what is happening in our schools. But it also has a role, and the PS spoke about it, it also has a communicative role, because I don't know if they still do the radio shows, but they used to do the radio shows. They took education to the nation. This is a powerhouse in the making.
As a teaching practice student in 1994, I and my classmates used this very center to develop instructional content for our subject areas. It provided the resources, technology, and the professional support that allowed us to move beyond basic lesson delivery to more engaging and purposeful instruction.
It was a full circle moment for Assistant Director of Education Liesl Wright, who is the granddaughter of Mr. Wright, as she currently serves as head of the Learning Resources section.
Horace Kenton Wright was a pioneer, a visionary, and above all, an educator who believed deeply in the power of visual and audio learning to transform young minds. I could remember distinctly him always with, we still have a pair of binoculars that he had. I could remember him with cameras. I could remember him vaguely on the radio.
The recently renovated Horace K. Wright Multimedia Unit provides vital educational support and resources to teachers and students alike, with specialized training areas and modern recording studios for content development. Johnny McIntosh for Ed Talk.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news this Monday. Coming up and Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller, a look at all of today's sub-stories. That's coming up and Beyond the Headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night. Be safe, everyone.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs. With fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff, let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
It is 57 degrees in the capital, feels like 47 on the skin. It's cold in the Bahamas, with some islands in the northwest Bahamas experiencing light flurries and ice. Here's the experience in Andros over the weekend.
February 2nd, 2026. Camps Bay, South Andros. I don't know what this is. You tell me.
Tonight, everybody in the northwest Bahamas, it's still cold. I was just told a minute ago that these temperatures will last us only until Wednesday when things start heating up. And so certainly, of course, bundle up. Meanwhile, straight ahead this evening, could the nurses' strike have led to the death of a woman? We have a sad story to tell you about this evening. Also tonight, the PLP has set its slate of candidates in place ahead of the 2026 general election. Some of the ratified didn't sit well with many party supporters. We take a look tonight. And also, Killarney MP Dr. Hubert Minnis talks about his plans ahead of the 2026 vote. We hear what those are. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. Good to have you along this evening. Well, nurses are moving on from that sick out across the nation's public healthcare system, but not without lasting consequences. One family is left grieving tonight after a woman claims her loved one died while nurses were off the job. She's now questioning whether the industrial action played a role in that loss. Jose Etienne picks up the story from here.
Nurses are back on the job at the Princess Margaret Hospital after a sick-out that stretched for nearly a week, action that reportedly brought a fragile healthcare system to its knees. But for some families, the return to work may have come too late. One grieving woman took to social media this week, claiming that the absence of nurses during the industrial action cost her mother her life. In an emotional post, she wrote, quote, This country's healthcare system has failed many families. My mummy could have been here today, but not one nurse in sight. Her words have ignited a national conversation and a tough question for Bahamas Nurses Union President Muriel Lightburn. Are nurses responsible for what happened?
The part of grieving is blaming. We blame others, and you know you have to because you're hurting, and so you need someone or something to say this is what caused that. We understand. Our shoulders to be broad enough to take that on.
Lightburn maintains that while the public's pain is real, the root of the problem does not lie with frontline nurses.
You can't blame the nurse for that. In a situation like that, you blame those persons who was supposed to ensure that the nurses are paid, and that was PHA.
The sick out was meant to send a strong message about unpaid overtime and poor working conditions, but it also left critical units severely understaffed, forcing patients and their loved ones into anxious waiting rooms and uncertain situations. For many nurses, the protest created a painful moral tug-of-war between caring for patients and standing up for fair treatment and timely pay. Now that normal operations have resumed, the focus turns to rebuilding trust and ensuring that disputes over pay never again put the public at risk. The hard truth is this: the country's healthcare system cannot afford standoffs that leave lives hanging in the balance. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Regardless of who is at fault, I'll tell you, that family's life is shattered and changed. And we're not at all suggesting that the sick out or the lack of nurses on duty caused the lady to pass on, but certainly a family has many questions, legitimate questions, because again, we know the healthcare system is limping as it is, and to not have the sufficient staff on duty to man a shift or a ward would raise questions from anyone. And so we're going to begin right there this evening. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Beyond the Headlines contributors Leslie Miller and Cassia Stewart. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you. It's good to have you both here.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, Terry. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening, Bahamas.
Yes.
Your thoughts on this? We saw the nurses sick out play out before our eyes. We talked about it last week even. Over the weekend, there was some movement, checks written, and I understand with nurses receiving the outstanding payment that was owed to them. But then here's this story that a family now tonight is mourning.
Leslie?
You know, just last week, this show fully supported the union's quest to get their money. But we also caution them, please not to strike, because Bahamians' lives are going to be at stake, if you remember. We beg them, please don't go on strike. We can try to help you to get to the minister and those responsible to get your money, especially Ms. Rowland, those from the hospital authority. And this is what happens when these things take place. You know, now, all their overtime and everything else couldn't give that family their mother's life back. And that's what we caution them about. They got to be so careful. There are a lot of sick people in the hospital. I go there very often, and every single ward is full to the capacity. Bahamians are sick. They're not in no kind of physical condition. They don't take care of themselves properly. They eat bad food, and they're up there. But for a mother, a daughter, a sister to die because there was no nurse available, you know, it's very, very sad and very disheartening that despite them, I think, supposed to sit with the minister. I see the minister say this morning, there's some $7 million that is needed now to take care of salaries and other emoluments that they may have on the table. But, you know, money don't bring back life. So I'm just so sad we want to extend our greatest sympathy to that family and their precious mother, and hope that this would be a warning call for all of you unions in the Bahamas to be cautious of what you do. You know, money is one thing, but a life is something else. Only God gave a life. Yes. And only God should take it away, not negligence or gross neglect from persons who should have been there that wasn't there because of a sickle. It's very saddening, very disheartening to the country.
Well, Shanique, you know, it's so sad to even comment on this because it breaks your heart. But it makes you, you know, we have certain areas in our government called essential workers. And I think we need to entertain the thought or start the discussion whether it should be illegal or against the law for essential workers to strike. Because
it is.
Doctors and nurses, you know, they are essential. When they walk off the job, lives are at stake. And so while they may need their money, and I understand they need their money because everybody wants to need their money, but you know, you got to understand that your role is quite different from perhaps a teacher's role. And so when you look at police officers, the doctors and nurses, you know, these people are critical to the stability of a society. And so we cannot allow them to strike. And I understand they may say, oh, what you mean? No. I mean, think about if your family member is in the hospital, you're a nurse, but you striking, but your family member need a critical care nurse and they walking up the job. I mean, their lives are at stake. And so we have to look at whether or not moving forward that we say, listen, you cannot strike if you're a doctor, nurse, police officer.
Cannot be allowed.
It should not be allowed.
Something certainly to consider and put in place or enforce if it's already in place. But, you know, a few things. Pay the people. Pay them and pay them well. So that they don't have to leave the system, they're not enticed to go elsewhere, and they don't have to walk off the jobs. Yeah. But also, as we said last week, come on, man, when you know,
pay the people.
Listen. You know, I can't walk off the show. I want you all to know that. I cannot walk off this show.
Strike.
I cannot strike, and I've not.
Pay the people,
I've not throughout my career striked, you know, and or participated in industrial action because I provide a service that the public depend on, and so you got to weigh the bigger picture. And I'm not saying take the people for granted and don't treat them with respect. These are professionals who provide this essential service, so treat them accordingly. But also you've got to now come back to the table truly and think about what it is. And we're not suggesting at all that the nurses' industrial action led to what took place, unfortunately. However, it now puts additional question marks over the entire event of the last few days. I want us to consider as well that about 96-97% of the public hospitals or Ministry of Health's budget goes towards salaries, overtime, and various payments like that. How far can the public health care system? About 96 to 97%.
That's the same thing with the national budget too.
To salaries.
That's the same thing with the national budget.
Yeah, and so when we see a public health care system that's limping along and you figure this needs to be fixed, that needs, where do we find the money after you paying more than 90% of the budget for salaries and various payments that would be accrued over a fiscal year?
But when you look at the discrepancy between the salaries that a nurse would make versus the salary someone working in one of the government corporations, water and sewage, BTC, and the electricity company, it's about 50 to 70% higher. It cannot be right. There needs to be an adjustment in the public salary to bring the scales on a normality that all of those professional people should be fit in those categories, especially the nurses.
Raise the nurses' salary.
They have to.
Okay. Well, this is why Canada
and the school teachers too. Don't forget.
Yeah, Canada has been stealing a lot of our nurses.
School teachers
and the United States.
Yeah, their packages has been much more attractive for nurses. So you had a lot.
But of course, when you consider the taxes that they come in with and everything else, the humans who live in the States are hurting just like they're hurting home.
Yeah, and so
they go there and they don't get the benefits that they anticipate.
Well, it's easy to say, raise the salary, but when you look at 90% of our budget goes to salaries and pensions, so we really don't have no money. At the end of the day, every government every fiscal year, the government got to borrow between $200 and $400 million just to operate the government, and so. We have some financial challenges. We refuse to scale back, cut back on some expenses, reduce the size of whether it's the cabinet and so on.
We need to get Elon Musk, who's going to be a trillionaire.
We need a Doge. We need to do a lot of cutting back.
We need to do, but can we afford a Doge, especially with the shortage? Say it again, Leslie.
I say we need to get Elon Musk to step to the plate and give us some more money for having all the debris from those spaceships landing in waters. You got to pay for that.
Negotiation.
Let me just say again.
How
much you make? 60 billion? 60 billion?
Yeah, no, 690 billion.
690 billion he makes.
Come step to the plate, sir.
Just go big.
It's how we negotiate.
But you remember now, 2 years ago, Argentina was really in the financial doldrum. And then the new president won, and what he decided to slash a lot of those ministries that were inoperative, that he didn't need. Yeah. And now Argentina is now doing very, very good.
And he just borrowed a lot of money from Trump too, don't forget.
Yeah, well, I mean,
14 billion, eh?
Of course you got to borrow because and we borrow too, but
14 billion.
But you see, we have to look at how do we cut back on expenses. We have to put in austerity measures so that we don't have the heavy hemorrhaging.
What are you going to do with those places too you let go? Because they have families to take care of too, eh?
I tell you, this
It's a two-edged sword.
It's a little hick town.
Very sharp.
And so when you figure you're going to trim the public service, which is quite necessary,
Yes.
but who's going to make that kind
Where
of
they
call?
going? And who's gonna hire them?
Who's gonna make that call?
but
But our economy is expanding though, and so we've got to now begin to be creative, Cassius, to be able to tap into all the other
opposition said he's
areas
look at the
of
leakages.
leveraging.
But
Look at the leakages.
opposition said he's gonna cut staff.
What you say?
If they was
Leslie,
to
you
win.
just being mischievous or what?
He said that.
Cassius,
He
have you
said
heard that? Have you heard that, Cassius?
I heard.
They got the right size.
I heard some noise in the
public
market.
service.
But I mean, there's also a lot of leakages in the public corporations. Like we pay Z&S and
tremendous.
water and sewage and so on, and these corporations haven't turned a profit in years.
No.
So
But they
give them a
don't make the
mandate, turn a profit, we shut you down. I mean, we still paying Z&S to operate. We still paying for water and sewage, and they're making $1.
We got over
BEC
$500 million debt at BEC.
You understand? And
the people who just bought BEC
monopoly.
ain't responsible to pay one damn dime.
No liability.
Not one
no
dime.
liability.
Same thing with BTC.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, so when we sold BTC, that was the biggest mistake in the history of the
And the government
Bahamas
still now
to sell BTC.
handling that
BTC
bill
is
for the
now,
rest of their life.
you don't even know what BTC is. We don't know where the headquarters is. They just disappeared.
I tell you,
They threw Odell Corner thing.
where are they?
Odell Corner. So a little corner of East Street got some nice looking chicks.
So Hubert Ingham sold BTC. That was the biggest mistake in the history of the Bahamas right
Nice
now.
chicks through there, man.
Yeah.
Odell Corner there.
I mean,
But
I mean, you got a $200 million
And then the border.
BTC was generating a lot of money,
Data.
and we just waste that. And so now the only none of them making the money. So subventions, we spend a lot of money on making sure that we can sustain Z&S and
man.
water and sewage and this one and that one. And so if these corporations can't turn a profit, then shut it down. And then I guarantee you they'll make a profit. Like this year. This is an operation, they're making a profit. Privatize it.
Absolutely.
Price is going to go up.
You're right, and
You know that.
it makes the people there more competitive and produce more, so that the place can turn around and
I
make
mean,
a
it's
profit.
hard, but listen, it's either cut that one up or the whole country collapse. Simple.
Well, we made the mistake over the last 50 years with those three corporations, eh? They have bankrupted the Bahamas. BTC, Water
Bahamas,
Tools,
yeah.
and BEC.
And Bahamas, I do.
Those four entities have bankrupt our country.
Yep.
Bankrupt.
We spend billions of dollars just to operate Bahamas.
One corporation, BEC, owes almost $650 million that will never be repaid.
Yep.
Our great-grandchildren can't finish pay that bill. And the foreigners who now get their hands in it, as well as those unique Bahamians, the cadre,
when I read...
would benefit and don't have nothing to do with the damn bill.
When I read Lee Kuan Yew, the first
Totally
prime
unfair.
Minister of Singapore, he said to Singapore Airlines, listen, if y'all don't get your act together, if next year y'all don't turn a profit, shut it down. From then to now, they've been turning the profit. We need to give these people a mandate.
Who's going to stand up and make that hard call?
I'll
Well, it
make-
sounds like Pintard has a plan, eh? He said he's going to right
He
size.
ain't got no plan, right size.
Ah,
That just
listen.
sound good.
And they get trouble to right size himself, you know?
When we come back, we are going to turn our attention to the political movements of the weekend. You all, this is Beyond the Headlines. It's Monday, y'all. Pull up a chair. Make sure you have some kind of throw on. Let's get into this show. More right after the break.
And tomorrow night is the big night.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokesmodel. And I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Uh-oh. Luckily, it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here where these large capacity washer and dryers is. They're big enough now to handle your big loads, you know. Yeah, like your comfort on your blanket. But just look at us. Somebody forget to turn on the dryer. Oh, stop! Help! You hear something? Yeah, that's the sound of clean. Superwash washes you, process you, and entertains you 24/7.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Well, this next segment had so many of you on either side of the fence, on the fence, looking at the fence from a distance, and all up on the fence this weekend, right up to tonight. The final pieces are in place. The Progressive Liberal Party last night confirming its candidates for the general election that's straight ahead. Some people say the month of May. Laurencia Smith has the story, and then we come back and we talk about it.
A special meeting at the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters lasting just over 20 minutes on Sunday as the party finalized its slate of candidates behind closed doors. Media were barred from the session, but cheers could be heard from inside as the final names were confirmed. One notable absent from that list, ZNS General Manager Clint Watson, who had been the subject of weeks of speculation and internal debate over the Southern Shore's nomination. That nod ultimately went to Obi Roberts. Prime Minister Philip Davis addressed the decision, explaining that the selection was made by the party's candidate committee. And as for Watson, he had this to say.
But Clint, there's a lot of roles to be played in governance, and Clint Watson will be a prominent player in those roles going forward.
Roberts himself did not shy away from acknowledging that the nomination process was tense at times, as critics have argued that the delays in announcing the final slate fuels speculation of in-house conflict.
And he also has a difficult opportunity to select amongst the individuals who are offering themselves. So that's going to also play a role in terms of taking a little bit of a lengthy time of making such a decision. You're going to have some persons right now who will have some emotions after the decision is made. You can't please everyone.
Meanwhile, all 5 Grand Bahamas seats have now been locked in. Eddie Wan will contest Marco City. Dr. Monique Pratt takes East Grand Bahama. Paco Deal will take Central Grand Bahama. Kingsley Smith for West Grand Bahama. And Ginger Moxie will again contest Pine Ridge. With questions still swirling around the Grand Lucaya project, Moxie insists that the development remains on track.
Taking a while, so I give you that. But we are working, the project is moving along, and all of the other investments that are happening on Grand Bahama Island are happening.
In new boundary changes, West Grand Bahama has been separated from Bimini to form the new Bimini and the Berry Island constituency. That nomination awarded to Senator Randy Roll. Newcomers Robin Lyons and Keno Wong say they're ready for change and vowing to flip the F&M strongholds of Kalani and Sinans from red to yellow.
For them stronghold, and when you go into a strong area, you send a strong woman.
This is like David and Goliath. So at the end of the day, we know what it takes to win in Sinans.
In traditional PLP territory, Exuma and Ragged Island MP Chester Cooper and Angliston MP Glennis Hannah Martin say they believe the Davis administration has done enough to secure a second term. Deputy Chair Roberts adds that the party is now fully focused on campaign mode, not a pre-election convention. The big question remains, when will the bell ring?
The 2 weeks. And the tea leaves should point to very near to where that could be.
With all 41 candidates ratified for the party, they say the main goal is to rally the troops and get ready to head into the 2026 general election. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Last night's PLP official slate. I understand that they officially are making it official tomorrow evening. I thought it was the Free National Movement, but I'm told just now it's actually the Progressive Liberal Party who will bring everyone back together tomorrow evening, and they will make speeches. But listen, you all, while you think about what your thoughts are about everything, because you all didn't mince words over the weekend into this evening on social media, what are some of the surprises? Mainly, people feel the biggest surprise was the candidate for Southern Shores. The party went with O.B. Roberts over Clint Watson. This created quite the firestorm on social media. Leslie and Cassius, your thoughts of the PLP deciding that O.B. Roberts would be their standard bearer over Clint Watson, who seemingly was making quite the impression on the ground in Southern Shores.
Go on, Leslie.
Well, I'll speak at once.
Well,
you go.
Well, first of all, Obi is my friend. I like Obi, and I beat him a lot in table tennis, so he's a good guy. He has one speed. He's very measured.
Play table tennis.
And so,
what'd you say?
What?
Trouble to walk with cheeks.
Man, believe it, Obi alone, man. Why don't Leslie stop throwing up kind of blow, man? But Obi is very measured guy. He's not.
Yeah, but does the PLP need measured in Southern Shores, or does it need a bulldog?
No, the PLP need measured people across the board.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I mean, what we have right now is we have a lot of people using social media to hype up a 1 minute, 15-minute commercial to make themselves look good. We need people who are measured across the board, people who are sound, people who have a background, who have a history, who know how to turn $1 into $2 and so on. And so we need people like Obi. I like Obi. Obi. And Obi is your boy, son. What you talking about, Leslie? Behave yourself.
Leslie, what you saying? Because
huh?
what you want?
You murmuring on the bread.
I want to know what you murmuring here. That's what I'd like to know.
Obi's your boy, son.
Yeah. Lucky him.
But I like Obi. Obi, congratulations. Go on, Leslie.
Obviously, I'm a Clint fan. I worked with him very closely. He had a good plan for the people of the area. He's been around. He's made a valuable contribution to the Bahamas, being a broadcaster for the last 20 plus years. Have a sound program to advance the affairs of the people in that area. I was looking forward to working with him. I don't think I'll be going in there now.
Leslie, what do you mean?
Leslie,
hold on.
I have said what I said.
Leslie, go have the man.
Come on. Leslie, what do you mean you wouldn't be going in Southern Shores? Like, how are you?
Listen, Southern Shores make about 50% of my old constituency, which was.
So you would prefer them lose that seat just because Clint didn't get it?
It ain't nothing to do with me.
But yeah, I mean, if you could help them win, would you do that?
It's nothing to do with me.
I know, Leslie. I know. But anyway, Obi won. I mean, I don't, like I said, I know Clint as being a reporter. He's not, me and him not really that close, but I know Clint. But I also think that Leslie, Obi will be sound and he will bring something to the table. I think he's measured.
What about the Bimini seat?
Randy?
Let's look at the Bimini seat and Randy Roll. How does he look even going into Bimini?
Well, Randy is from Bimini, and so when I was in Bimini last time, me and Randy had a chance to ride around the go-kart several years ago, and he seems to know a lot of people. He seems to know the constituency. He seems to know Bimini. He seems to know the concerns of Bimini. We just hope that he can now fix Bimini. We need to take Bimini and fix Bimini, because Bimini, when you go left, it's good, but when you go left, it's bad. When you go right, Bimini needs to be cleaned up, and so there's a lot of work in Bimini to do, and I hope that Randy can make it happen. And so I love Bimini, those who've been to Bimini. And so I just expect now we can hold your feet to the fire to make sure that you get all the things that you say you can do, get done in Bimini.
Randy's a pretty good guy. His mommy, in fact, was a family member of mine. She passed, God bless her. He's done a tremendous job running consumer affairs. We're trying to get the unscrupulous merchants to do the right thing on behalf of the Bahamian consumers. And I wish him the best.
Mm-hmm.
Should be all right.
Let's look at Grand Bahama. Many Grand Bahamians are saying, wait a minute, man, some of these people are surprises and others are good choices. I keep hearing the name, and we're going to obviously get real close and personal with with all of the candidates. But there's a name, Parker, I think, is floating around. I think Parko.
Yes.
Parko, that's it. Parko. Many people seem to think highly of him.
Very good man.
What do you all know of him?
Parko, which constituency?
I think Central Grand Bahama, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know. I mean, I'm concerned with the Marco City
He
guy.
worked last time in West End.
Oh.
In fact, he was supposed to be the candidate for West End. And he got undermined. He's not a candidate for the area right next door. He should do well in there.
Yeah, but
I look forward to him assisting him.
I don't
in
know
that area.
him.
Dave and I working with him. On the guy who's going to run against the leader of the opposition.
Oh.
On
This is Marco City.
That's a surprise.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
have committed ourselves to those three that we would go down and assist them.
I've never heard anything about the guy from Marco City running Marco City. I don't know.
Very nice man. He's very popular down there.
Yes?
Very popular.
What is he, Leslie?
And
A businessman? What
Nice
is he?
gentleman, businessman. A highly successful businessman. He looks forward to the challenge.
How do you think that matchup just looks right from the outset now?
I think it depends on the cut. It depends on how the people really feel about the leader. The leader problem is that there's still this dissension between he and Dr. Minnis on how people really didn't like what went down. And they, pretty much run
People
Dr.
are still trying to beat him with that stick. Let's be
But some
real.
Minnis still had his following,
Well, some said that's a blie. Say the Prime Minister gave Michael Pintar a blie because that's their women's lodge brothers, and so they make sure, okay, we can give you someone easy to beat. I know how true it is, but I know.
Yeah, who, Minnis?
So Brave give Michael a blie. You know what a blie is? We can give you someone easy to run against.
Yeah, two lodge brothers?
Yeah.
I can't see that fella being in no
That's
lodge.
what they say, and I know. That's what they say.
Oh, I don't know.
Meanwhile, gentlemen, former Prime Minister and longtime Killarney Member of Parliament Dr. Hubert Minnis continues to keep voters guessing about his political future, with several candidates already positioning themselves to challenge him right there in Killarney. Minnis says he will announce his next move in the not-too-distant future. The former Prime Minister has repeatedly dodged questions about whether he will run as an independent after being removed as the F&M standard bearer. You all know Senator Michaela Barnett Ellis has been ratified for the Free National Movement. And now we see that former Senator PLP Robin Lines was ratified at the weekend also for Killarney. Let's hear from Dr. Minnis and then we'll come back and talk about that.
All I say is I'll beat them all, but I'll make my official announcement very soon. My official announcement as to the way forward very soon. But at this point in time, I can say that I'm on the ground working, I and my team. The response are good. And whoever is sent, we will beat them. We will continue to work and represent the people, especially the people in Killarney constituency. But before we do anything, we always put God first.
Speaking of being on the ground running, Minnis and his wife were busy this weekend issuing blankets to those less fortunate in this very cold temperatures over the last several days. Take a look. D'Angelo. While no election date has been announced, attention is now turning to voter confidence in the governing Progressive Liberal Party's prospects at the polls. Eyewitness News turned to social media today. Here's the question we posed. How confident are you that the Progressive Liberal Party will win the next general election? 39%. Here's how you responded. 39% of participants voted that you are very confident the PLP will be re-elected. 4% voted you're somewhat confident. Meanwhile, 57% voted not confident at all. Gentlemen, I want you all to respond to this poll that was conducted today by Eyewitness News.
Well, first of all, we're not sure how much the sample of the polling is. It's you got to be very careful when you're dealing with polls and statistics. You need a wider sample to be able to give a really qualified answer to that. But even when you have small people, you got to also take these people word for what they're saying. People are still apathetic about the direction of the country. And so the Progressive Liberal Party needs to, I guess, articulate their vision for the country so that people could feel confident. If the opposition wants to become government, then they got to articulate their plan for the direction so that people can feel confident in them. But right now, we see apathy across the board. And like I tell you, the number 68 is a critical number. 68,000 people.
65,000, eh?
68,000 did not vote last
You got
election.
another 12,000 probably coming on the register.
65 voted for the PLP and 45 voted for the FNM. So more people stayed home last election than voted for the FNM and voted for the PLP. And so now, whether or not that's going to materialize in this election, I think we may see the same thing because people still apathetic. So both political parties need to put their foot to the ground and say, listen, this is the direction of our country so that people can feel confident. Right now, people don't feel it.
You know, Bahamians are not going to really start making up their minds about the election until March, middle of March, and wait until the
Leslie, you keep saying that though. Don't you think that they are deciding now,
no,
looking at...
they're not. They don't have it on their mind. They got other things to think about.
What, like what?
And bills keep coming and... You know,
bills will always come.
Yeah, but
but in this, I mean, from...
People are not going to get so until they go on the ground. When you see the candidates on the ground, from door to door, the problem they're going to have, most of them, is that they're not going to have sufficient time, especially the new candidates, to see all the constituents, to go door. There's a lot of work to be done to go door to door. And you have a short time frame to do it. I expect the PLP to get about 34 votes in the next election. I expect them to win.
34 seats?
34 seats.
Yeah, 24 seats. I don't think the margin's going to be nowhere near what it was last time. Is that hate for Dr. Minister that drove them out of office.
I know about that. I know about that. But
what you're saying?
But I expect them to get 34 seats.
I mean, what I think, though, I think, you know, the opposition has not done what they need to do to solidify themselves. People are not feeling the Free National Movement. People are not feeling Michael Pintard. And so, with that being said, whilst the PLP is not an exciting party to vote for, the people ain't feeling the FNM. So what's going to happen is, by default, they go right back to the governing party. And so, you say people gonna make up their mind. See,
but who says the people aren't feeling the FNM? What is it that you know for and don't throw out just any idea?
Well, sampling polls, like what you say, when you look at groups, because I wanted to talk about the social media factor, right? People are in groups every day and all day they talk in politics.
Yeah, but they don't represent.
But whether they represent, they are getting information and they're making up their mind based upon what people are putting out there. And so when people say, listen, I'm not supporting X, Y, Z, then that can help someone make up their mind who they vote for.
The problem, as I see it from going door to door in different constituencies over the last several months, is that there's no excitement in the leader or the opposition.
I agree with you.
And the good thing with Mr. Davis, he's going to be the savior for the PLP. There's no hate for him.
No, you don't hate Brave Davis.
People
Nobody
just
hates Brave
like
Davis.
Brave because he's an easygoing man.
Yeah.
Anyone can say him, and he helps the opposition almost as much as he helped PLPs.
Yeah.
You know, he don't go that line with hating people because they didn't vote for the PLP. He tried to help as many people as he can. And he's done a hell of a good job in doing so.
But did Davis and his team wait too long and drag their feet on making these ratifying persons?
No. They right on time. I mean, remember now. We got to stretch. He could stretch it till September. But he ain't gonna push it. He ain't going to September. He can stretch it till September.
Yeah.
But they are doing everything right on time because they know exactly where they are. And so when he calls it now, only thing right now, the parliamentary registration got to make sure we solidify the St. James constituency by changing over the names and making sure that's solid. And then the new Bimini seat. Once that is done, election going to be called. The question is now, you got to get on the ground. You got to work. You got to sell yourself.
The PLP is deserving of a second chance based on the fact that the economy is stable. Mr. Davis hasn't had much of a corruption scandal in his administration, and he's a decent human being, and he's a regular fella from the block, so he feels people. And likewise, people feel him, especially the women. They have a good feeling. Say, Miller, I don't like this one or that one, but Brave is a good man. Yeah. That's what they say.
So all the women like Brave?
He's popular with the women.
He got more of them than me, but
Prime Minister?
So he's popular He's brave with the women.
Prime Minister? Whilst there was some animosity towards Christie, there was animosity towards Dennis.
He doesn't have that value.
Brave has found a way to hover in the middle, where you don't have no hatred or animosity. Where you see him, you like him.
That's a wonderful thing.
And then when you see him, he disarms you anyway.
A regular brother.
When he started talking, he talks so soft, you can't even row him.
Yeah, he's a regular brother.
He does speak soft. He'd be like, what you say?
Yeah.
He deserves a second term.
Listen, by the way, you talk about voter apathy. Well, perhaps can that work in Dr. Menace's favor? I talked about this weekend, he and his wife. We all know it's quite chilly out there. Well, this is what they were up to this weekend.
When I having a rough day, I look what they say. My prime minister talking foolishness. Mind that what they say, but they actually with the memory, right? The best memory in Parliament anyway.
Knows what is hiding in those weak and drunken hearts. Guess he kissed the girls and made them cry. Those hard-faced queens of misadventure. God knows what is hiding in those
These for my community, these for my people. Yeah? So I needed a driver and somebody to push the trolley and pay. Just sit here.
Driver, which time is only a driver? I also pay.
Gentlemen, we saw Dr. Menace and the soundbite said, listen, he is working, he is staying focused. The people of Killarney are warm towards him. And then, of course, you saw what he was up to this weekend. Your thoughts on the Menace factor in Killarney this election season?
Well, I think, Killarney is a very interesting constituency. I think Dr. Menace won that by almost 250 or more votes.
Oh, he had a good margin.
He had a good margin. The margin prior to that, he had almost 2,000 votes and so on. So it was declining. If all things being equal, if the PLP can sustain their vote in the last count, the PLP, the FNM now has two candidates, Dr. Menace and whoever, and Barnett now. That splits the FNM vote. The COI comes in there and take up some of the votes as well too. If the PLP,
yeah, 150.
So the PLP.
So then let's look. Then let's just what you did just now. And even though this is not temperature check, you all, I want to just look at Killarney briefly for a moment.
Just don't forget Dr. MacGyver.
I was about to start. I'm starting with her. Wait a minute, you all. Let's look at the COI's candidate, Dr. MacGyver.
What's your name? Right.
Let's look at her. How does she look right now in Killarney?
Dr. MacGyver is
she looks good.
She's I live in Killarney, and so she is always visible in the Killarney group, chat groups, and so on. However, for me though, I'm not sure whether or not they're gaining ground where they should. But if my argument was if the PLP could remain.
We can go through each candidate in Killarney just for a moment.
Yeah.
Close. So I'm not sure where she is. I mean, I know she's visible. She speaks, and because she and I are good friends, and so on, and she was my doctor. She fixed my teeth, and so whether or not she's gaining ground, I'm not sure. I don't see it. But of course, Killarney is a unique constituency because everybody got gate and everybody got big homes, and so you don't really get to see each other and talk politics like that.
Leslie, your thoughts on Dr. MacGyver?
She's a very beautiful, intelligent woman. It just bothers me that she's hooked up with CIA, what the hell you call it? COI. It bothers me. Such an intelligent person and a very warm-hearted. I'm grouped together through that area. But I understand she's caught on very well. She's expecting to get a lot of votes, maybe as much as 1,000 votes in that area.
Riche ran last time that area.
Got
she
800.
did very well.
So I'm sure she's going to do better now.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see them in that area. She's going to be a hell of a challenger for treatment.
Okay, so COI and Dr. MacGyver sounds like a formidable, well, obviously somebody that is not sitting on the sidelines. Let's look then at the Dr. Menace is in the middle there somewhere, so let's call his name first. Let's look at the incumbent, still very popular, Dr. Hubert Menace.
The area has been cut out good for him because they have now eliminated all the area on the eastern side of New Providence. His area now goes West Bay Street, go from the airport straight down to, what that big time area name out there?
Albany. The Albany area?
Albany.
Yeah.
And then, no, not Albany, the other one.
Not Albany, yeah, I know you mean, yeah. What's
the one that takes you around the bend to take you back to Bay Street.
Oh, geez.
So he's in good hands. My concern is that depends on the feeling, because you talk about upper class Bahamians out there, eh?
Yeah.
Middle and upper class, people who don't need the government for nothing really.
Yeah.
If the F&M would coalesce in certain areas, and that's one of the areas I believe they're going to coalesce in, if they decide to make up their mind that they would wish to have the F&M have members of parliament in there, instead of someone who's independent. Remember, the only independent last time was one, but 30 years ago, when Mr. Wells won Bamboo Town.
Yeah.
Okay? That hasn't happened since. So it isn't easy.
But that area also has a lot of progressive thinkers.
Yeah,
So
I'm saying, so it's going to be interesting to see
So when
how
we
their
come back,
mindset
so when
is.
we come back, we're going to look at
You know?
Michael Barnett and Robin Lyons. Beyond the Headlines is backward after this.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Listen, focusing in on election, you all know that. This is, of course, at the weekend, the Progressive Liberal Party ratified its official full slate. Tomorrow evening, we're understanding that they will have another event where all the ratified will then speak to the public and obviously to their individual areas. But this evening, we're singling out and zeroing in on Killarney. We talked about we talked about Dr. MacGyver and that factor in Killarney come this election. Of course, Dr. Minnis, who is popular, who is the incumbent, who has won that seat, is it 4 times now?
Yeah, 4 times.
So
yeah.
there's a popular
good track record.
Member of Parliament and remains popular. And then let's look at Michaela Barnett Ellis, who is the FNM's candidate. Your thoughts on how she's looking right now?
Well, she got a battle because, of course, the FNM vote is split between her and Dr. Minnis. Remember, there are FNMs who went with Dr. Minnis, and there are FNMs in the constituency who are not sure whether they can vote for her or him. And so that splits the FNM vote down the middle. That's the challenge the FNM has. That's the challenge Dr. Minnis has. Because if all things being equal, if MacGyver pulls up on 500 votes, that could pick away the 250 or 500 minutes won by, and if the PLP just edge out, they could.
If they keep their base.
They keep their base. They could win Killarney for the first time in a long time. From I think Neville Wisdom.
And 202.
And so that's a factor in that. But if because there's no consolidation within Killarney with the FNM, that's a challenge they're going to have to overcome.
What about Leslie? Your thoughts on?
With those cuts, that's a funny seat. I think the sleeper is going to be the good Dr. MacGyver, who I believe is going to amass a good amount of votes to make a difference. I expect that Mrs. Barnett would get her share of votes, Dr. Minnis would get his, and it depends on really the mindset of the upper middle class Bahamians, who are generally FNMs, whether they want to see that change come and keep Dr. Minnis in there, to go head to head against their leader again, or whether they would wish to see him gone.
Well, I live in Killarney.
That's something that you got to.
I live in Killarney. I live in Killarney,
okay.
And of course, there's not a lot of political talk in Killarney. But when you do get a chance to talk, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of apathy, even though we don't need an MP or we don't see an MP. And so I've never seen Dr. Minnis walk the street because we don't care for him to walk the streets. And so we don't really see political.
You need him to be visible in meaningful ways.
But has he done stuff when he was MP? Yes, sure.
Yes,
he did the roads. He was making sure the garbage collection was done. So he did a wonderful job when he was there, mind you, as an MP. But still, that vote being split is a problem for him, and it's a problem for Michael.
Well, then let's look at Robin Lyons, sort of the new kid on the block. Does she even have time to make an impression?
Well, it's the PLP. Now, Robin has a flamboyant personality. She is very strong. And so if she can keep that, she can come into the constituency, piggybacking off what the last candidate they had, what's his name? We've been to school together. Oh, Jesus, help me. It slips me. Senior moment.
He was close. He was
like
200 some votes last time.
So he did a good job.
Very close.
And so if he can now assist Robin to come in there, Robin very well may pull that off. And that may be a victory for Robin in that constituency. Because she's a decent, clean personality, no scandals and so on, an attorney and so on.
I wish her the best.
And so,
she could pull it off. You ain't sound like you sold.
Don't pick that scab. Don't pick that scab.
I wish her the best.
Don't pick it.
That's all I say.
Don't pick that scab.
Leslie, will you be in Killarney campaigning? That's what I'd like to know.
Don't pick that scab, Shanique.
Highly unlikely.
Leslie, you seem to be, I don't understand your PLBs.
Listen, I ain't gonna be stupid this lap. Last lap, I went with them all. Okay? And they put that dog in your back sometime. I can be very careful who I go with this time. Dave and I.
That's a challenge.
Nobody can kill me this time. I went too hard last time, man. I had 2 knee operations after that last election. 2.
Really?
Yes.
You walk
like hell. With every constituency. And some of them,
Yeah.
But Robin is just fresh to the scene. She's never run before, Leslie. Leslie, how you saying? Anyways, listen, let's move right along.
That's their problem.
Criticism still mounting over the government's
yourself.
decision to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company. Free National Movement Senator Darren Henfield is raising the issue in the upper chamber today as he made reference to the government's handling of the Bahamas Power and Light Company. Of course, we all know the reputation that BPL has garnered over the years. And so Henfield is saying, the leader of the opposition last week, the government does not need to touch any utility service in Grand Bahama. Your thoughts, gentlemen, on Henfield's contribution?
Well, I mean, I didn't have contribution, but I think when it comes to power, we need to make sure, do what we can to make sure that we can provide the lowest possible prices on services for fuel in the Bahamas. This deal with this Bahama grid, whatever they call it.
Everybody checking out over the weekend.
I mean,
it ain't me.
The electricity went out on Friday night and ain't nobody want to take responsibility. And so the issue is you can't take the glory with the profits, but then when there's a problem, you ain't want to be a part of the problem. And so you getting all of the money. But now when the electricity goes, oh, it ain't me. You got to be able to carry the blame too. And so, that is an issue. I mean, so these public utilities corporations, I'm very concerned about them. I think, though, we have to also always when we negotiate, make sure that the Bahamian people benefit. We can't be looking out for the special interest. We got to look out for the Bahamian people, whether it's BEC, BPL, whatever you call it. Make sure the Bahamian people benefit.
Leslie,
I would hope that the decision is made in the best interest of Bahamian people. That's all I can say.
Yep.
Yes.
Spend a lot of time.
We want win. We want win for change. We haven't won in a long time. The Bahamian people want win because at the end of the day, whether it's this company, that company, whether it's BEC, Patelco, Bahamian people need to win. We need to see where this country is benefiting us.
That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line.
Get it right.
I thank you all very much. Of course, you obviously come right back here tomorrow evening as we hear some of those ratified candidates and see exactly what they're worth in terms of speaking and getting their message out. We are going to be on top of that, and any other political event that happens beyond the headlines, of course, is your trusted voice. And obviously, the opinions you share are expressed right here by my panelists. And so continue to tune in. Leslie Miller, thank you so much. Cassius Stewart, thank you as well.
Thank you for having us.
And a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in this evening. It's certainly been a pleasure having you along, and I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News,